Welcome to our online reading and reflection this morning on this 15th Sunday after Trinity, and on this day where we celebrate our Harvest Festival at the Church of St Peter and St Paul in Keddington. Our Gospel reading for this morning comes from the Gospel of Luke in chapter 12, verses 16 to 30. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain man yielded an abundant harvest. He thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I will store up my surplus. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves but is not rich towards God." Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or your body, what you will drink, or what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storerooms or barn, yet God feeds them. How much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, do not worry about the rest. Consider how the wild flowers grow. They do not labour or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendour was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothed the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your hearts on what you will eat or what you will drink. Do not worry about it. For the pagan world runs after all such things, and your Father knows that you need them. This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. This is one of my favourite times of the year. Harvest and autumn. Entering into autumn, our complacency is shaken. The old stale summer air turns fresh and crisp, a sign that we are entering newness. Schools have now returned. Children have gone back to college and to university. Every year the season reminds me that life is not stale, and we may follow new opportunities to grow ourselves, to help others, and to see God differently in our world. Now in autumn, the dynamic colours of this world change drastically. The autumn season reminds me that we too should grow in our faith and the understanding of God, who brings about constant development. But this change isn't always easy, or as obvious as we'd like it to be. Sometimes we may feel stuck or stale as late summer air. Autumn, despite its appeal, for some, may be saddening and challenging for others. As the cooler autumn air is upon us now, we have each other to freshen our perspective on God's presence in our lives. We may each turn to each other and learn from each other, and to walk with God who supports us through the joys and challenges that life may bring. Change, whether joyful or sad, we can be sure that God sustains us by our faith, as we know that he walks in our midst. Although we may not know what lies ahead, God is active in our lives through the people that are around us. We are guided and supported by Christ, so we may know and see him more clearly with those that love and support us, friends, neighbours, and our communities. In 2 Corinthians, we read in chapter 5, it says, if anyone is in Christ, there is a new creation. Everything old has passed away. See, everything has become new. I also enjoy on because I am reminded of the changes we undergo in our life with Christ while he walks in our midst. Recognising that can help our faith to grow. It can support us on our journey through this life, our own pilgrimage. Our reading that we've heard from the Gospel of Luke this morning reminds us that we must put our trust in God, who will provide for us, directly or by the working hands that serve him upon the earth. That's you, that's me, that's those around us. We must remember to help those in need. So this harvest time, let us remember to give to those in need and share our resources. Amen.